Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of CampusCare EdTalks. EdTalks, a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. Our topic for the day is self-care strategies for teachers, and to express her viewpoints on the same, we have with us Miss Alka Sharma, ma'am, Senior Head Mistress of GD Goenka Public School, Sarita Vihar, New Delhi. A very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mehak. It's an honor
How
to be here.
how are you doing, ma'am? It's lovely to
I'm
have you here.
I'm doing well, and I'm very, very privileged to be a part of this program.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, self-care strategies, ma'am. How would you like to explain it? What are your views on the topic, first of all?
Okay, so what I would like to say is self-care for teachers. Teachers, as described as gurus in our ancient scriptures, are as personified as a god. So they have to multitask each and every time they come out of the house or inside the house. So, what they need to do is they need to put a lot of effort into taking care of themselves. Meaning, we have always heard that a healthy mind lives in a healthy body. So, we need to take care of physical, emotional, and mental needs at all times. And I would just ask all my friends and colleagues who are teachers to strategize their work, to delegate their work. Many of us are very afraid to delegate. We should do it. Though we multitask at all times, but our brain is working at a great stress point because we are juggling too many things together. So we need to prioritize our work so that our brain is not stressed. And that is the first thing that we should do for self care. Take our health as a priority, do pranayam, yoga, meditation to de stress, um, eat good food, healthy food, and then spend some time on some hobby or some other activities that we like and which help us to de stress. It can be just having a cup of coffee in your garden.
Yeah.
In the solitude, enjoying nature, or it may can be a reading book or listening to music, watching some serial or a movie. So it depends from person to person. But should indulge into for some time our own self. So that is a very, very important thing. Self time is very important for teachers as a self care strategy. So if any questions are there, I'd like to take them up.
Yes, ma'am. Very beautifully explained what self-care is. So, moving forward, why is self-care important for anybody? Let it be teacher or you and me, anybody in general. Why is it important? You think?
See, I believe that a person who doesn't love himself or herself will not be able to love the world. So you have to start loving yourself first. We do motivate ourselves by standing in the mirror in the morning and telling ourselves we are the best. So I was watching this episode of Coffee with Karan yesterday,
Yeah.
and we had Anil Kapoor on board, and he said, "I whenever I feel demotivated, I tell myself this: I'm the best, I'm doing the best," and I feel that's a very good strategy. So self love is the first thing that we should do, and for self love, we do need to take care of self first. We ladies, especially as a person, take care of so many things, our families, our children, our students. But in all that process, we forget of us being humans as well. So we need to prioritize that as well.
Absolutely, ma'am. Somebody, who doesn't love himself or herself, cannot love somebody else. I think, I don't know
Yes.
if that makes sense or not, but yeah.
No, it
So,
makes absolute sense.
ma'am, what are some, self-care strategies for the overwhelmed educators or teachers?
See, nowadays, teaching is not only teaching or being a facilitator. With so many things coming in, teachers are doing a lot of taking up a lot of administrative jobs. They're looking for their student welfare. They have to look out not only for the knowledge of the students, but for the emotional, physical, mental needs needs of the students. We talk of EQ quotient, emotional quotient of the
Yeah.
students. So teachers are spread thin, taking care of the administrative processes, the teaching process, as well as giving too much to their students for taking care of them. So it is very important that they take care of themselves first. If they're healthy, they'll be able to do so. So, like I said, first, they should start their day. A night before, they should prioritize the work they need to do, put it into various categories such as very urgent,
Yeah.
urgent, less urgent, or other whatever they feel like, and then start with it. But they should start a day with some relaxing exercises or meditation, which can be yoga, pranayam, aerobics, going to a gym, going for a walk. So they can start their day with it. And as and when the time comes, they can put in their strategies, do the work which is very urgent, and then slowly and slowly over the day they can cover whatever work is left. The second thing they can do is meditation. Like I said before, they can meditate, they can read book, they can indulge in a hobby that they always had. Like I love reading, so
Yeah.
I pick up a book whenever I'm sitting free, or I just go and sit in my balcony to be with the plants, and they give me a lot of peace. So these are few strategies which whatever they like, basically something they feel they should do and just are unable to do, should now become a part of their daily routine. So that is what it should be. So there are a lot of strategies which is
Yeah.
it goes from person to person, but the main thing is that they should not take everything on their shoulder and be responsible for everything. So delegation is another important strategy
Yeah.
in the school, in any area, as well as your home. So that is what I'll tell my
Very
colleagues to
beautifully
do.
explained, ma'am. There is like no exact strategy for that. You can just have a cup of coffee. You can just read a book in your,
Absolutely.
balcony. It's really beautiful. Yeah, ma'am. So when we talk about, the self-care for educators, are there any elements of it?
The self care elements are again like you have to take care of your self care, will be divided into various parts like physical health, the mental health, the emotional health, spiritual health. So there are various components, and we
Yeah.
take care of those various components and elements as per our need, as per our health conditions, as per our mental conditions. And I think we are the best judge of any physical ailment that we have, any emotional ailment that is prevailing, any mental stress that we are going through. So we are the best judge for it. So even we have to prioritize that, starting with our physical health, taking care of our medicinal needs if there are any, our physical needs of food, nutrition, walking, exercise, followed by your mental and emotional health, which is another aspect which we have to treat. And stress is the most important part that I would like to stress, put an eye on for everyone, that please de-stress yourself. So this,
Absolutely, ma'am. So, when we are actually talking about self-care, what do you like to do in your free time, ma'am? How do you, de-stress yourself?
so I told you one of my de-stressing thing is that I love to read.
Yeah.
So I always have a book by my side. Most of the time, uh, I like to read something very light, or that helps me just go move into a story, and I can forget what is happening around me.
Yeah.
Secondly, I love to watch television. So I make it a point that for half an hour or so, I do sit and watch something I like to watch. Like I said, I watched Coffee with Karan.
Yeah.
So I do watch certain things which I'm very interested in, and that can include news. At times, it can be my husband is a trader, so I even watch with him. So all that kind of things help me move away from what I'm presently going through. So it just takes my mind off and de-stresses me. So these are two things I like to do. Otherwise, my daily schedule is very heavy, but I start my day with prayer. That is what I do.
Yes, ma'am. I think being, grateful is really important.
Yes.
And yes, there are some rules for the self-care also that you have to, not. Do you think there are some rules for the self-care also? And if yes, then what?
See, yes, okay. Now, if we talk about rules for self care, then we all move into an area which is called values
Yeah.
and your principles. Because if you have been brought up with a certain way of life, you will develop certain values and principles. And those values and principles, if you follow, will help you have be peaceful with you, be content with you. So yourself, you are, like for example, if you have been brought up to be kind, so do a one kindful act in a day which just makes you very happy about yourself.
Yeah.
Do express your gratitude. A word like thank you, just saying thank you makes a lot of difference. Smile. Smile is something that if you smile at a person, you will get a smile back, and that will feel you make you feel good. If we smile and other person doesn't smile back, we do feel, oh,
Yeah.
something is not right. So if you smile and you meet people every day smiling, it's going to make a difference. So these are the things that you have your own personal values and principles. You follow them, and you will have a very feel good factor around you for the whole day, and that helps you in taking self care to a next level.
Absolutely, ma'am. I think thank you so much. You guided us a lot about, self-care. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Mehak, for having me on board. I loved it. And thanks everyone who's listening. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.